Good morning, everyone. So let's proceed to the fourth thrust of ESD. So we should always remember the ESD stands for Education for Sustainable Development. So ESD was first described by chapter 36 of Agenda 21. So this chapter identified four major thrusts to begin the work of ESD. So ESD has four thrusts or areas emphasizes. The first one is improving basic education. So, improving access and retention in quality basic education is enrolling and retaining both boys and girls in quality basic education is important to their well-being throughout their lives and to the society in which they live. So, asas laga po yun. So, basic education focuses on helping people gain knowledge, skills, values, and perspectives that encourage sustainable livelihoods and on supporting citizens to live sustainable lives. So, ani nga first trust or the first priority, the content and years of basic education differ greatly around the world. So, in some countries, for instance, primary school is considered basic education. Ani nila ma mahibaw-an ang saon pagbasa, pagsuwat og even the simple mathematics or which arithmetic or basic math like adding, subtracting, dividing, and multiplying. So pupils is they can learn or they can read newspapers, so they can write letters and figure accounts, or they can count, of course, so nasa sa basic math or atong kuan ganiha mga basic education. And of course, makadevelop sila skills nga necessary to fulfill their expected roles in their households. So dili ra pud sa household but also in the community. So girls, for example, may learn about nutrition and nursing, and pupils also learn how their government functions and about the world beyond their community. So even if they learn such basic education, they are also, or they have, dapat na po sila knowledge in the happenings in the community. So simply increasing basic literacy, as it is currently taught in most countries, will not advance sustainable society. So, indeed, if communities and nations hope to identify sustainable goals or sustainability goals and work towards them, they must focus on skills, values, and perspective that encourage and support public participation and community decision making. So, to achieve this, basic education must be reoriented to address sustainability and expanded to include critical thinking skills and skills to organize and interpret data and information, skills to formulate questions, and the ability to analyze issues that confront communities. So, ani na masod ang ikaduha nga thrust, which is katong reorienting existing education. So we're reorienting existing educational programs to address sustainability, because reorienting education requires revising education from early childhood care and up through higher education. It requires rethinking what is taught, how it is taught, and what is assessed, with sustainability as a central theme. So this process is future-oriented because the pupils of today will need to be able to address the challenges of tomorrow, which will require creativity as well as analytic and problem-solving skills. So ano sa reorienting existing education? The term reorienting education has become a powerful descriptor that helps administrators and educators at every level, from nursery up through university. So, to understand the changes required for ESD, an appropriately reoriented basic education includes more principles, skills, perspectives and values related to sustainability than are currently included in most education systems. So hence, it is not only questions of quantity education, but also one of appropriateness and relevance. So dapat in reorienting education, of course, it is expected to be appropriate and relevant. In ESD, it encompasses a vision that integrates environment, economy, and society, because reorienting education also requires teaching and learning knowledge, skills, perspective itong na-mention ganiha, values, nga mo guide and motivate people to pursue sustainable livelihoods, to participate in a democratic society, and to live in a sustainable manner. So, di ba sa first or katong improving access and the retention quality basic education, they just focus on how to read, writing, and of course basic mathematics, mga arithmetic. And while here in your reorienting education, they level up, they try to learn more knowledge, skills, or develop more skills and more critical or practical perspectives and values that will, of course, that will sustain. So let's go to the third, which is public understanding and awareness. So the third is increasing public understanding and awareness of sustainability. So achieving the goals of sustainable development requires citizens who are knowledgeable about sustainability and about the daily actions necessary to help achieve community and national sustainability goals. These citizens will require widespread community education and responsible media that committed to encouraging and informed and active populace to learn throughout life. So in the third thrust, so you should not focus on giving knowledge to students alone. You must also reach out to the community. So for example, implementing mga sustainable parahan ng plastic or something, segregation, need mo anak mo kanang mo connect sa inyong mga local inyong barangays para implement na not just sa eskwelahan but also sa I am sorry for the video because my storage is full, so let me just voice over my report. So okay, so back to the kuan, dapat pod sa atong community. So not just the young but older generation must be media literate. So mao ni na sa third. So di jud ingon nga ato ang kanang kuan is for young but also to adults. So let's proceed to the training, which is all about the providing training to all sectors of the workforce. So all sectors of the workforce can contribute to local, regional, and national sustainability. Both public sector and private sector employees should receive ongoing vocational and professional training infused with the practices and principles of sustainability, so that all the members of the labor force can access the knowledge and skills necessary to make decisions and work in a sustainable manner. So for example, let's go back to the example in the public understanding. So in elementary school, they katong nakig-connect sila sa local sa mga LGU sa ilahang community. Then katong ato ang example kay katong segregation. So magkuan sila ato kanang implement sila ato about sustainability. Pareha atong ang mga teachers, since ang mga bata anam jud magsugod sa ilang makita sa ilang mga maguwang, let's say guardians, parents, teachers, mga mga magwang. Then ug gihimo na to nga mag-segregate sa plastics, how to how to be responsible for our own trashes. So sa ilang una dapat mo sila mosunod ato. So ag-ani nga kuan gitrain na daan from the primary pa nga kanang aspect hantod na madaan nila sa inika dako. So ani nga kani nga training ato sa about sa segregation, dili ra ang mga bata na kanang na train, but also the labor force or the katong na belong sa kanang, let's say, school, katong mga teachers, also outside in the classroom setting sa ato ang community, sa atong mga households. Kay of course kay makununag mga bata kay nganong sa eskwelahan na nila makita saktong paglabay og mga basura, pero sa ilahang iniguli silang bahay niya wa na practice. So di sila something, di sila motivate, di sila mainteresado. Mo nang kailangan together jud ang community ug sa school para makasinabtanay jud na sila. So mao to providing training to all sectors of the workforce. So masabtan naman siguro, no? Pero atong kanang hinumduman that thrust 1 and 2 are primarily involved formal education, since nag-involve ni siya atong mga basic education, katong mga educational nga form of formal, kay in a educational setting man na siya may tabo. And the third and fourth thrust is may tabo ni siya even outside kay public, and ma-involve man nato ang ato mga local community. So let's proceed to the ESD in the 5 pillars of education. So UNESCO's Education for Sustainable Development Initiative of 2012 presented a conceptual framework for ongoing lifelong learning. This model organizes learning into the following 5 pillars. So the first pillar is learning to know. So sa atong sustainability, we have a pillar that is learning to know, because the development of skills and knowledge needed to function in this world, example, formal acquisition of literacy, numeracy, critical thinking, and general knowledge. So sa sustainability, o gusto ka you have a sustainable development, you have to know unsay mo dapat buhaton. So ano example is acquisition of literacy. So kay ba ka mobasa, kay ba ka masuwat. Numeracy, kay ba ka magkwenta og mga kanang numbers. Examples, money, everything nga nag-involve og numbers. And critical thinking, of course, kay ma-involve ni siya sa atong decision making. And general knowledge, since kita na atay mga nahibaw-an sa different fields, even if mga kuano na sila mga basic knowledge in that various field, at least you have a knowledge of general knowledge about the things that involves or kanang makaapekto nato. Then the second pillar is learning to do. So the acquisition of applied skills linked to professional success. So after learning to know how to have a sustainable development, of course, you have to do, or you have to demonstrate, you have to apply your knowledge in this second pillar, because iasa man nimo na imuhang pagkaibaw pero di nimo i-apply, diba? Asa may sustainable na. So mo na nga we need to learn to do, to apply our knowledge. So masabta naman siguro ng ikaduha, no? Mo na mo-proceed sa ikatulo, learning to live together. So in this situation, socialization is important, because we are aware that no man is an island. So we should live, or we should learn how to live together, because The development of social skills and values such as respect and concern for others and appreciation of cultural diversity. So for example, we don't appreciate a cultural diversity. So of course, wajay unity mahitabo, and it is not sustainable because sa hinumduman nato, di ba, socialization is a lifelong process because according to katong Brinkerhoff, socialization is learning the roles, statuses, and values necessary for participation in social institutions. So, di ba, maka-imagine ta og wala tay pagkahiusa, di ta kay baw makig ingon-ingon, di ta kay baw mo respect sa others, we don't have generosity, so what ay community. So mo nang na-appeal sa 5 pillar ag learning to live together. So, okay. The next pillar is learning to be. Diba? Learning to be imong gustong maikaw, something na. So, ang definition of learning to be is the learning that contributes to a person's mind, body, and spirit. Skills include creativity and personal discovery, acquired through reading, the internet, and activities such as sports and arts. Masud aning example is learning to be part of the people who support sustainability, because for example sa imong hunahuna, imo gikuan nga importante ang sustainability. So sa imong body, you should mulihok ka para sa sustainable sa atong community, so that if you achieve those goals, your spirit is quite fulfilling, success para sa imong kaugalingon kay na achieve na ang goal. So skills nga ma-include ani is creativity and personal discovery. Kay sa una, di ba, wala pa tay media. So ato ara yung mga knowledge is through personal discovery. Karon we kanang kay mo ta magkuri-kuri sa social media, we can use that as a platform para i-inform nato atong mga peers, friends, and other adult generation nga how important to sustain our economy, our environment. So mo puning atong hinumduman nga ang ato ang mga nahibawan dili ra po na sa personal discovery, but sa atong pagbasa-basa ato ra ma-include ang internet and ato ang mga activities o sa ana ta sa eskwelahan natin ma-gain knowledge sa atong discussion. Unay mga activities nga ihatag ang eskwelahan, so you maka-acquire po kag bag-ong knowledge ana that imong ma-apply sa inigulay kita sa inyo or asa pa na diha. So mo ang nasabtan sa learning to be. So let's proceed to the ikalima nga pillar, which is learning to transform oneself and society. When individuals and groups gain knowledge, develop skills, and acquire new values as a result of learning, they are equipped with tools and mindset for creating lasting change in organization, communities, and societies. So of course, if you gain already the knowledge, you already develop the skills to apply that knowledge, and you also acquire new values as a result of sa imuhang or people around you, they can influence you and you can influence them, vice versa. So you are already equipped with the tools and mindset or unsaon nimo pag apply atong sustainability, kay naman kay knowledge nga po kay kanang saktong skill or kanang na develop po imong skill to do or to apply that knowledge. So of course expected na jud na nga naay may tabong kabaguhan in a positive way nga mulahutay sa atong communities and in a bigger scope, society, and afterwards in our country. So mo jud na no, o mo nang learning is a lifelong process, kay dili man jud mohunong ra ana nga ana ra ta makahibaw. But throughout our lifetime, we gain knowledge. So mo na to ang hinumduman sa atong 5 pillars nga we learn to know, mo kanang ma-acquire tag knowledge, and learning to do kato atong knowledge ato i-apply or para mas kanang something na apoy na ay result ag atong gi-acquire nga knowledge. And the third is learning to live together, para sa if we socialize, they influence you, you influence them. So ato nga kuan kanang naka-influence na nimo, so you know what you want to be, and after that you are committed and you are ready to take the goal for a better change in a positive way. So mao to siya ag 5 pillars. So the fourth thrust of ESD and the 5 pillars of education bring together two compatible educational paradigms and efforts. Paradigms, basta man na to. And both require that school system and teachers move towards teaching all 5 pillars, because di ba kuan jud sila og nay mawa isa mo something di man jud to kuan kay they cannot stand alone if naikuwang isa atong 5 pillars. So this is a challenge because many formal education system currently focus primarily on learning to know and only secondarily on learning to do. Nevertheless, all 5 pillars are necessary to help people from all walks of life to create a more sustainable future. Mo tong reorienting education, di ba, kay as much as possible dapat sa kuan pa lang, in primary pa lang, kay ba na sila nga they should not focus on basics. So open po sila sa new discovery, new skills, knowledge, and etc. So that's the end of my report. So I hope nga naatay masabtan, no, og unsay nganong importante ang sustainable development as a sustainability of our community. So that will be all, and thank you.